we'll go ahead and call to order our April 23rd, 2026 City Council meeting for the City of Longview. Thank you to everyone that has joined us here tonight. We're always glad to have people here with us. First, we will have our invocation and pledge. That will be led by Reverend Dr. Evan Doleve, and Dr. Doleve is the Executive Director of the Greater Longview United Way. Today happens to be World Book Day. Here in Longview, the Greater Longview United Way helps promote literacy through its Read to Succeed book vending machine program. United Way has book vending machines in nearly every school district here in Gregg County and has been a part of distributing over 16,000 books in 3 school years. United Way also helps facilitate Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is a program where children with a Gregg County address under the age of 5 can receive a high-quality, age-appropriate book every month at no cost. Since January of 2023, over 80,000 books have been delivered to children, with more than 2,400 children currently in the library. We've asked Dr. Doleve to join us and also give us just a brief update on the GLUE Week of Action, which starts May 1st, and maybe how people could sign up for that.
Yes, thank you. So thank you for being here, and thanks for recognizing us on World Book Day. We're very proud of our literacy initiatives. So Week of Action, we used to be called Day of Action, but we had, some of our corporate partners and our volunteers said maybe that Friday that we picked wasn't the best day, but we could have done the next Tuesday. And so from May 1st through the 8th, there are various projects that are happening around the city from our funded partners and our community partners at the United Way. If you go to etxcares.com, you can find all those on there, or go to longviewunitedway.org/week of action, and it has all the details there. We have projects that you can work outside, projects that are inside, or gathering supplies for child care centers or the Women's Center, and a whole host of other things. So
awesome.
Just check it out.
Yep. Oh, Mr. Curley has a question.
Not a question. I just want to commend the partnership with, I believe the book vending machines at almost every campus at Pine Tree, and
awesome.
I think we're one of the first. Birch, I can't remember, one of our campuses, one of the first to get that, and appreciate you guys and how much that continuing the love of reading, literacy, very important, and appreciate you guys in that aspect.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, we have 29 currently in operation with a 30th one in production right now. So we are pumping out books like they're going out of style. So we're very excited for them, though. We're very excited for it. Thank you, sir.
Good. If you will rise, we'll join Dr. Doleve in the prayer and pledge.
Let us pray. We give you thanks, O God, for you are the creator and author of all life. You have gathered your people together in community so that they may find a place to call home, a place to work, a place to raise a family, a place to learn, and a place formed by the work of your hand. We remember those this day who struggle to make ends meet. We remember those in our community who do not know where their next meal will come from. We remember those who have no place to lie their head. Open our eyes to see the neighbor in need. Open our ears to hear the cries of hungry children. Open our mouths to speak your truth, your mercy, your love, and your righteousness. Move our hands and feet to do the work that you have placed before us. Remove barriers of this side of town or that side of town. Remove the prejudice that stifle growth and stifle unity. Transform our hearts into our hearts of stone into hearts of grace. May we see our neighbors as beloved children of God, not merely the product of their own decision-making. Remind us of a time when we were in need and someone cared. Someone picked us up when we fell, filled our stomachs, tended to our wounds. Help our leaders to govern with conviction and with grace, with love and with tenderness. May the decisions made in this chamber not reflect a personal conviction or a partisan politics, but what is best for the city, its citizens, and all of its visitors. May we seek your guidance now and in the days to come. Give success to the work of our hands. And we offer this prayer in the name of Jesus the Christ, the Holy One of God. Amen.
Amen.
Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
I have one citizen comment card, which is next on our agenda from Miss Brenda Woolridge.
Good evening. Brenda Woolridge, 2217 South 13 is where I reside. I come this evening, and this is a surprise. I talked to Mr. Aberson about the Southward Park. It was in bad condition, and come to find out it had some red tape to be resolved with the LISD. And I talked to him about it. He got it resolved. I'll come by today, and it's already in process. And that made my heart glad to see, because it's been that way for a good while. And he and his crew have done an awesome job, and they're still doing an awesome job. The second thing I want to address was the fact that the contractors that are doing our roads, I come through there the other day on Marbley, and I asked the guy why it was cut off, the sidewalk. And he said, well, I just hadn't moved the barrels. And I said, so you cut this off just, so people couldn't come on it? All you had to do is move a barrel? And so whoever's that contractor or whatever, y'all need to talk to them and tell them we need all our sidewalks so we can walk on it. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Woolridge. Good job, John. Next, we have two presentation items, but I am going to go with B first, which is a presentation in appreciation of VeraBank's donation to the City of Longview in support of the America 250 Kickoff celebration. I would invite my VeraBank friends up here to the front with me. Good. Thank you, guys. Today, you want to stand in the middle? Come on. Yeah, I mean, come on. Today, we recognize VeraBank for their generous sponsorship of the America 250 Kickoff Celebration Laser Light Show. Who went to see the Laser Light Show? Pretty great. Truly, this event could not have happened without their support and involvement. VeraBank not only provided a $10,000 sponsorship for the show itself, but also had extensive logistical support requiring several days of advanced preparation from the staff of VeraBank and Beer Wells Real Estate Services. If you look on the photo there, you can see, obviously, the laser show used their building, and so all of their windows had to be blacked out for that to work. So it was a lot of work in preparation, taping off windows, making sure that that was able to be used, and we appreciate all of that work. We are very grateful for how VeraBank helped make the America 250 Laser Light Show reality, but most importantly, how they continue to improve downtown Longview through their presence and involvement. Thank you guys very much. Appreciate you being here. Okay, Dietrich, we are back up to presentation item A, presentation regarding a Community Development Block Grant CDBG program update from Mr. Dietrich Johnson, our Director of Community Services.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, City Manager. I'd like to share with you this evening a little bit about our Community Development Block Grant program and just kind of give you a big picture overview and how we do it and actually who does it. And I'll start with that in terms of who does it. All four of the great team members who make these programs happen are here tonight. I'll start with Brandon Portley and Parker Harrison are part of the community development side of the house. Next slide. And our older adult home modification program staffers are Regina Phillips and Marva Taylor. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate you. Just to give you an idea of how we receive these monies, we receive them based on a formula grant. We're a city over $50,000. So we get money just to be because who we are. And those formula grants are usually based on the census tracts that we have throughout the city. And the census tract in terms of community development block grant appropriate funding is usually made up of a city's population and the whole dynamics of the poverty level that's part of the city census tract that we have within our city or where people live. And the next national objective of how these community development block grants can be used, they must fit neatly into one of these 3 bullets: benefit low and moderate income persons, slum and blight, and on occasion, if there's a disaster need, that we can use some of those funds, or there's a special designation of funds that may come from the federal government to address those national objectives, and sometimes they come through the Office of Community Development. Next slide. Home Investment Partnership. Home is exactly what it says. It is to fund initiatives that help create affordable houses and low-income households. Next slide. And we use a lot of those funds go directly to support our Northeast Texas Habitat for Humanity. They're a community development housing organization. Habitat already does what they do for our community, and that's what they do every day. So it makes sense for us to give the majority of the monies that we receive from the government to the home program so they can do those day-to-day activities. They have the staff, they have the expertise and the leadership to help make that happen. And we also do some things in-house with some of our home funds, but we direct a lot of those to prioritize the elderly and disabled. Okay. And this gives you just an idea of trending of how the formula, how the monies are used, have come to us over the years since 2022. Just kind of give you an idea. A little bit of ebbs and flows there, but for the most part, we've seen somewhat of an uptick. So. And some of the community development activities that we use our monies are, since we do have a small pool of money, we try to have a comprehensive approach that it addresses a lot of stakeholders in our community. And we'll start with the public service. We provide some technical assistance grants that comes under the economic development opportunity, to where if students in our community that live in our city limits, if they have want to get a corrosion technology certificate, or if they're in nursing school, or if they're in their occupational therapy school, this fits neatly into what the intent of some of the community development block grants can be used for. We also support child care. Seesaw Children's Place, we give them funding for scholarships so they can attend that daycare. And we also work with Community Health Corps, and they focus a lot on, we help with some of their mental health initiatives, the staffers that help guide some of their mental health programs. We support the Community Health Corps. Public facilities and the Women's Center of East Texas, we give money to them to help provide shelter and upgrades in terms of their programs so they can house women who come to them. Those are our most vulnerable populations sometimes. So those are very much the appropriate use of those funds. And we have our CDBG facade programs. That's also part of the economic development or addressing slum and blight, to kind of pretty up our cities and some of our downtowns, and I'll show you a picture later, but also an appropriate use. And our owner-occupied programs, Habitat does some, and we also do some in-house with the city of Longview that Brandon and Parker help facilitate. And in 24, 25, and 25, 26, this is kind of an overview of some of the activities that we've funded over the past 2 years within our community. That kind of puts a dollar amount to some of those organizations I just shared with you. And this is a home rehab that Parker and Brandon, kind of before and after picture. Like I said, targeted to our elderly and disabled. And this is an example of our facade program. Our facade program, this is the most recent that's happened in terms of 2025. I think you're still working on the end of that. But as you can see, that's the before picture of 217 Center Street. And this project is unique because this entity, that building could be considered as two facades. So the facade grant program, there's a $10,000 grant for each facade. So this business had the opportunity to access $20,000. And this program is great for if you are going to make modifications to your business storefront anyway. If you were going to do that anyway, these facade funds are perfect because that leverages you. You have to put money up front as well, but we will give you a grant to help that facade initiative take place. So, and our first-time home buyers program. The requirements for this is you have to complete an 8-hour HUD-approved home buyer course, and you have to live within the city limits. And this is one-time grant, and to date, since about 22, we've assisted about 20-plus families with this grant.
For years, I've searched for the epic trail to homeownership. Many have tried, but most get lost in the jungles of high interest rates and confusing paperwork. But the map is finally clear. The road to homeownership begins at the East Texas Homeownership Summit. Whether you're a first-time home buyer looking for pre-approval or a current homeowner looking to protect their property, this is the treasure you've been hunting for. Join us for this free event at the Broughton Recreation Center in Longview.
And this collaboration in terms of the East Texas Home Buyer Summit is with our Longview Housing Agency as well as our Community Development Office, because it's called East Texas Homeownership Summit because if you know, within our housing authority, we also serve as Carthage, Beckville, Henderson, and Kilgore. Okay, and the next program is kind of to share with you some of the funds that we receive in terms of the formula automatically and directly from HUD, but there's also monies that you can compete for and receive from HUD, and that is our older adult home modification program. We received a 3-year grant to help facilitate this initiative for our older adult program, and we were awarded $1.9 million to help make this happen in April of 2025, as I'll share it with you that Marva and Regina helped make that program happen. And so just kind of give you an idea of the public service announcement that we're using to showcase what this program can do for our aging-in-place community.
As we age, our homes should grow safer with us. Simple modifications can help older adults live independently, comfortably, and confidently in their own homes. Small modifications like adding grab bars, slip-resistant floor coverings, or brighter lighting can prevent falls and add to safety. Installing ramps, handrails, or replacing appliances such as stoves and refrigerators ensures that every part of your home is accessible, easy to navigate, and safe to use. Even everyday tasks like being able to reach cabinets or use the bathroom safely can be made easier with thoughtful home modifications. Our team works directly with older adults to assess needs, plan changes, and make your home safer without major disruption. Safe, comfortable, and independent living is possible. If you are a Longview resident and 62 years or older, ask about home modifications today, because your home should work for you every day. Contact the Department of Community Services at 903-237-1201 or rphillips@longviewtexas.gov to learn more and apply today. You can also scan the code on the screen to visit our website.
Thank you. And once again, these funds weren't gifted to us. We had to compete for them. So, thank you.
Good job. Any questions for, oh, go ahead, Mr. Conley.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, first part was you mentioned some things on that one slide about public facilities,
Okay.
and I think the seesaw, one of them was seesaw. And just curious about if these funds could possibly be used in partnership with our Parks and Recreation and some of our higher poverty areas to help with some of the funding for, could public facilities, some of those grants be used for any type of recreational
Yes.
programs
Yes,
or equipment for kids in some of those areas? Because we've got some parks that, could use some updates.
Yes, we can use the funds, and we have used the funds in the past to assist with playground equipment in those targeted areas. They have to be a low to moderate income area, but yes, we have used funds to help support our parks program.
Okay. And then the second part question I had, you said something about the grant for the first-time home buyers, and I'd really appreciate that assistance for 20 Longview residents. What happened? How much is that? Do you have is that grant, what does that do? Does that help them with down payment? Does it help with closing costs? What does it do?
All the above, you just called it.
Right.
Down payment, closing costs, and the goal is to, each one is case-by-case basis, because the goal is to be sure that if you're a homeowner, we help leverage these funds so you can manage the monthly mortgage, So
Right.
it's just based on each person in terms of how much down payment assistance you will need to help you get to that monthly payment amount for that house to be attainable for you.
Well, I'm sure of that, plus that very entertaining video we watched about the summit. I mean, we should have a lot of
Big turnout.
new first-time home buyers after that
Well,
summit that happens soon.
that's our
So-
resident,
Yeah.
Richard Yakeley, so.
So thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Great, Jen.
First of all, thank you for the presentation, because I learned more information about it. Some I kind of knew about it, but I learned some more details. So how much do y'all get annually, and how much, where y'all at now?
We get about, over the years, this year, we got 699,848 for our allocation, and a little uptick for our home of 316,000, and we will be using that in the upcoming year. In our past years, we're pretty much to capacity. Some of the projects that I showed you on the activities, we funded some of those as well, and so that's.
So pretty much when y'all get these funds, y'all already allocate them? So I guess for the citizens, how would they apply for it? Like the first-time home buyers, like what is the time frames? Because if you have that budgeted amount and it's already allocated, then how would they come in and apply and be a part of it?
Yes, it's the first come, first serve, and like I said, we try to put the information out there through public service announcements and partnership with our Longview Housing Authority. And we've also worked with some local bankers. I've even gotten involved on the Community Reinvestment Act. That's where the banks or depositories have to kind of work on seeing how they are lending into the low to moderate income community. So I've reached out and done some partnerships with them. I think in March of 2025, we have the representative from HUD here, and we have the representative from, she has a fancy title, it's from the Office of Community Deposits, but their public affairs person was here to help promote and share the message about, that communities do have funding to help with first-time home buyer assistance. So sometimes we work with the banks, we work with Longview Housing Authority, and we work with our team members, so.
And so another question I have, so with the facade program, is that more targeted towards businesses?
Yes.
And so how would, the same thing with them, is first come, first served? Like, do y'all do like an annual thing that, hey, we're opening up the grant to apply? How does that go?
Once again, on the facade program, that informalness kind of gets around in terms of how those monies can be accessed. And again, a lot of times it's when you're already having a project, you're going to spend the money anyway, and then people can come and apply to help leverage some of those funds.
Because it seems to me that the program covers like a whole lot of things, and I guess the miscommunication with the public is, is it for older businesses like this or whatever? They come in and they beat a match or whatever, and then the grant will pay so much. Those are the kind of the details that, like, I'm asking for them.
Yes, and what people can do, and what they usually do, they come into the office and they sit down and they kind of get a broad overview in terms of the expectations. Because a lot of times when you are accessing these funds, they are from the federal government. There's a tranche of bureaucracy and paperwork that go along with it, and a lot of people go, no, thank you. And then some people say, well, yeah, I'm going to do it anyway, and we don't mind keeping the records for this amount of time. And yes, this works for us, just like this project I showed you.
And one last question for me, and I'm done, I promise. So, one of the other questions I got, so it was brought to one of the residents, the citizens of Longview, that there's a program to where, like, if you want to purchase a home, like the city of Longview can purchase a home, and it could be purchased for $1, then sold back to the community under this grant.
Not this grant.
Oh, I'm just clearing up. Hey,
There may be another municipal grant, but
yeah, because that is the kind of things that are being floated around. I want to make sure
you saw the activities that we do with the pool of money that we receive. So,
okay, that's all I have.
Oh, thank you. Good, Jen.
How much of the grant funds for the facade does it get fully utilized up, or is there money left over, or how does that? How much are you using that?
I think the facade program is the funds are about to be. Oh, there.
We have about 15,000 left.
Yeah, about.
Okay, so this being fully utilized, and these are also, just to clarify, this is targeted areas. So like downtown is the area that's eligible for that only.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, not downtown. Another example was Tuscan Pig was a facade.
So what areas are eligible then?
As long as they're in a low to moderate income census tract.
Okay, so that's the limitation. Okay, I always started the downtown, so hearing like different things that was focused on the downtown.
Yeah.
All right, and then, all right, yeah, that's all I have. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, sure.
Oh, and also great job, Richard and Scott Shellhorse on the video.
Yeah. Just, do you have a comment? No. One comment I wanted to make, just because Laura Hill has been, I think, educating us on the importance of the census. And so in an upcoming census, having a committee and a task force put together in 2030 to help promote the census, because our funding and things like this is very dependent upon it. So helping educate people that they need to participate, how important that is, because it actually brings dollars into our community. So this is one of those things that is based on that. So upcoming in future years, we'll be talking about the need for that, and just thought I would mention it since we're talking about
Correct.
funding that comes from that.
That's
So,
perfect, correct, you're
yeah.
right.
Thank you, Dee.
Sure.
Anybody else? All right, thank you so much.
Sure.
Appreciate you. Next, we have our consent agenda. What items would you guys like to hear about tonight? A. B. E. Anybody else? H. E was yours too? Okay, and H? Okay, I got A, E, and H. Anything else? All right, A is consider a resolution authorizing the city to apply for the 2026 ASPCA Rescue Effect Campaign Grant to benefit our Longview Animal Care and Adoption Center with Miss Hubbard.
That is a lot. Hello. Yes, we are ramping up our foster program, and in addition to that, we need funds to help send the medical animals home that need some additional care to our foster parents, and along with kennels and all the supplies that need to go. So that's what this grant is for.
Yeah, so basically, I've just noticed, I don't know if it's, we've talked about this before. I mean, I've had in our neighborhood, at least like within the last few weeks, 2 different dogs that seems like they were abandoned.
Oh.
And so just concerned. I know you guys do a great job. I know so just want to kind of get an explanation how you, with the rescue effect, and maybe how do citizens out there that maybe if they can't afford to take care of an animal, what are options and how could this help? How could this grant help, you think?
This grant is for a different type of rescue. This is for animals that are already in the shelter's possession and ownership, who adoption has not been an option for them because of medical treatment or they need long-term care. Instead of the alternative, this is finding a home in which they could go and receive medical care until they are able to be adopted. For your question, there are resources at the shelter. If a citizen were to call, like, I need vet care, I need animal, I need pet food, we do have resources where we could assist them. We are also a pet food pantry. So it's just the communication with the staff when they call to let us know what their needs are so we can assist in finding them those resources.
That's very good to know. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How many animals would you say a year goes into this foster program that we do medical care before they go out?
Our foster medical or foster program has been on a long hiatus. We are bringing it back. We have about 20 to 30 animals in it at the moment. Our problem is finding humans that will do this for us.
Do you want to foster?
It takes a special person.
It does.
My wife would. I would
Jody,
be
let us
on-
know.
I'd
We'll
be
talk
in
to her.
the seat next week if I brought another pet home.
Ray
Sorry,
Ways.
Teresa.
There's no Ray Ways.
Right.
Yeah, Ray's helped us out too. Yes, sir.
And
My puppy's doing well, by the way. She's growing.
Yeah.
And
If
I
you
would
don't
be a
want to
foster
foster,
pill.
we have a skip the shelter day
We
now
do.
where you can take an animal out and enjoy the day and give them a break. So pretty cool. I think everything that's happening there is really amazing.
Yep.
Kids
Our-
can do it too.
They can.
How old are they?
16.
16?
Under 16 with a parent.
then the participation on that, what was the day, you had? about
Oh, strut your mutt?
Strut Your Mutt. That is March of every year. I think there were 3,000, I want to say, in attendance. There were,
yeah.
we
I don't
keep
know.
breaking
Biggest year
record
yet,
numbers
though.
every
Pretty-
year.
yeah, it was pretty
Every
good.
year, biggest number ever.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank
People
you.
love their dogs. Good job, Bonnie. Moving on to item E, consider a resolution authorizing and directing the city manager or designee to execute any necessary documents with Chlor King Innovations for a 60-month lease in an amount not to exceed $310,000 for on-site chlorine production equipment. Mr. Albertson.
This item would allow us to enter into a maintenance and operations agreement with Chlor King for our on-site chlorine generation equipment for all three of our pools. This is a patented technology, which is why we're allowed to use sole source for it. I'll gladly answer any questions.
So 60-month, that's all three pools?
Yes, sir.
That was one of my questions is, is it based at one, but you answered it was all three, and that's awesome. What's the cost like if you were to purchase something like this versus a lease?
The cost would be pretty similar to what we have right now with this, but with this piece, we get the maintenance side of it, where we can't maintain their patented equipment. We have to have them come in to be able to do it. So we would have to try and find another company that would offer something remotely close, and that's gonna be extremely hard to try and do, so.
Okay.
Is it also with the outdoor pools versus the indoors, so is that a factor? So the indoors more
I can tell you
bigger
with,
cost?
with this, we actually have changed what we're gonna be using at Paula Martin Jones specifically to address the issues that we had with the gutter system. It was a concern that we took to Chlor King whenever we were looking at the welds that gave way. And they came back with a different product that will help us address that issue in the future. So we did do some tweaking for that.
Great.
I just have another, go ahead, Ray.
Yeah. Are they a local company?
They are not.
No?
They're a national brand.
Where are they based out of?
They just got bought by Hayward, so I'm not sure where Hayward is actually based out of these days, so.
So, but they'll be maintaining our pools from outside the region?
We do have a local, regional rep that comes from Dallas, that maintains it. They're responsible for all of the repairs that we need done, so we're actually in the process of getting the, chlorine generation equipment fixed at Ingram, and they were actually here just last week to repair it.
I was gonna ask what the turnaround time was for getting them in here and getting them involved. I didn't know how many people they were servicing and were they adequately staffed to handle our needs?
During the pool season, of course, they're usually stretched pretty thin, but they usually are here within a week, so.
Jefferson.
Yeah, while you're here, John, I have next question about overall Parks and Rec. Just driving through beautiful McWhorter Park yesterday and had a lot of people out there, and just kind of seeing an update on the pickleball courts.
We are still in the design phase on those pickleball courts. We just saw the preliminary designs, I believe, 2 weeks ago, approved those. So we should be expecting to go out to bid within the next month, I would say, at least.
It was really good. A lot of baseball, soccer, basketball, everything was being utilized yesterday. So, good job.
Glad to hear it. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Let's see, next we had item H, consider a resolution awarding a contract in the amount of $108,658 with Rayford's Truck and Tractor of Marshall, Texas for the construction of CDBG Park Street improvements. Mr. Rick Evans.
Yes, sir.
I'd really just want to know a little bit about it. Could you explain a little bit more what
Okay.
you got there?
Yes,
so
sir.
that everybody else is aware.
Yes, sir. This is a fully reconstruction of Park Street from Sabine all the way to Boyd. That's the whole road. They're going to use the existing road to mix in with the base. They're going to grind it down. They're going to mix it in with the base to make a more firmer base. Once they get that done, they'll stabilize it. Once that's stabilized, then they'll come through and overlay it with a smooth riding surface.
Okay. And to go back what we was on, so we're doing 32 miles of chip seal.
Yes, sir.
And that's 16 lanes.
Lane,
So
yes.
I just wanted to bring that up as well. You had got back to me on that, and I know that was a question we had.
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted everybody to be aware, we're not doing 500 yards or a couple miles. There's 32 running miles of lanes that we'll be doing on that chip seal project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Rick.
Very
Any
exciting.
other questions?
Oh, go ahead.
When will that start?
Once y'all approve it tonight, it has to go through, we have to go through the, execute the contracts. Once those are executed, it'll take about 6 weeks for that to happen, and then it has to go through all the signatures and all that stuff, and then they'll probably start sometime this summer. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other items, or can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. I do need a motion to excuse Sydney, please.
Motion to approve Sydney's absence.
And a
I hate
second.
missing him, but I give it a
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Only Shannon excused him, but that's all right. We'll excuse him. We are moving on to items of community interest, starting with you, Mr. Conley.
I'm just really proud. A lot of winnings going on at Pine Tree Athletics. That's the baseball team, senior baseball players with their parents and families. And last night they clinched the playoff berth. And softball's playing the playoff game tonight. It officially means that baseball is the first time we've been in the playoffs in 10 years, and all Pine Tree high school teams this year, and I would imagine Coach Berryhill might want, it's been a while, but every team has qualified for the playoffs.
That's awesome.
And I'd like to say that these are some junior high kids with some records. Jasmine Brown has multiple new school records, 100-meter dash, 12.68. I don't know if you guys know that. That's bringing it 17 feet long jump. Ava Evans is new record holder in shot put. I think she beat the previous record by 5 feet, 39 feet 7 inches. And then the 4x1 meter relay team also broke a record. I think that record's about 4 years old. And then not just athletic, but academic. I told you guys how much Pine Tree, the points totals for at the last meeting about the district UIL meet. And real soon we'll have 50 UIL academic students qualify for region, 50 students. It's very impressive. And I'd like to end with last week, when we showed softball, longtime Pine Tree athletic supporter and Pine Tree community member Jim Campbell passed, and I just want to recognize thoughts and prayers with his family, and the community of Pine Tree is grieving that loss, and he's a big supporter of Pine Tree Pirates. So thank you.
Nothing.
Right?
Nothing tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
All right.
All right, I'm taking Councilwoman Moore's and Councilman Wade's. All right, so I first want to say thank you to everybody on city staff and all the volunteers at Ambucks, and had to pull together to pull this off on the America 250th. I mean, this took months and months of planning by the committees and organization, the coordination, and the day was just full. I mean, it was a full day from the time Dalton Day started and Chautauqua Festival all the way to the end of the Laser Light Show to cap it off. I do also want to give a special shout out to Captain Cooper with the Longview Fire Department. We rode in the historic fire truck here, and Captain Cooper was just amazing, and just the attentiveness and loud and put up with my son ringing that bell 1,000 times. I mean, that deserves its own medal. I don't know, Chief Grimes, if there's anything you can get him for that, but appreciate everybody involved in that. I had a great day. Love Longview, another. So, man, there's so many things. So, America 250th will warm your heart as a community of all the stuff going on. Then you have Love Longview, and I remember, like, I was driving up at 8:30, and there was hundreds of people there. I mean, it was just so many people that came there, loved on that neighborhood, and like in a matter of hours, that place was just a whole new place. And so, very appreciative. This is a picture of my church group there that was there. Part of it, we were competing against Motion Church across the street, not playing. And so it was all good. That's the church, I think. Right? And so, love Longview. Shout out to Keep Longview Beautiful, Zach and his team, everybody that put together for this. Connect Longview, Ingrid, the utilities, the sanitation team going through and picking up all the loads of that on their Saturday. It was just amazing. So thank you, everybody.
And all the volunteers.
Yes, all the volunteers, all of them, phenomenal. And then the Lord of the Rings Symphony, Longview Symphony. This was they sold out Belcher. There was all the way up. I mean, it was amazing event. And this is another thing this is a community-driven event as well. Like, they do the map challenge that brings everybody together, and we went there and hosted somebody that was a transplant here, and like showed them around, and they could see, like, they were just brand new here and could see all the stuff that we're doing, and see the arboretum and see all the people and just the event. And it culminates up to this night of the symphony. And there was a children's choir that my kids were part of that luckily was up there. But the music's beautiful. The amount of effort and coordination and work that goes into that. Appreciate Nikki and all the people that just put that together. So thank you. And then the Longview Public Library got their third consecutive award of the 2025 library. We got the Library of Excellence Award winner, and this puts them. They were one out of 516. There's 516 libraries in Texas, and Longview Public Library is one of the 101 awarded, which puts them in the top 20% of public libraries in the state. And this is awarded by the Texas Municipal Library Directors Association. So a big shout out to our library. We go there often. It's an excellent library, and they just do a great job. And so it's no wonder that they get the award. So go by and visit them. April 19th to 25th is National Library Week. Are those chairs out there now? I haven't been there since then.
I don't know.
So they unveiled them. Yeah, they're not permanent yet? I don't think so. Okay. So those are going to be cool. I didn't get to see the unveiling of that at Chautauqua Festival, but another great thing too as well. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
All right.
And I'm telling you, there's a lot of things going on, and it don't cost you a dime to go to it. And like John was mentioning, last Saturday, you had your hands full, and you could have picked anything, and you could have stayed all day and enjoyed it. I want to give it up to everybody in the city who put forth the effort to make sure everything was prepared, clean, picked up, and put away. Kudos to everybody. Want to wish Coach Methman best of luck. They're fixing to finish up their district championship this week. I believe they play tomorrow night at 7. And wish him good luck in the playoffs. And also, Spring Hill's got a bond going on. And you've got no room to talk if you don't get out and vote. And I know we also have a race for a place here on the council. And Ray, I hate to see you stepping aside, but everybody, it's real important to be involved in your community, and voting is one of the ways to make it happen. I know when I was running, I'd run across the lady, and she said, well, I only vote in federal elections. And I said, you realize the ones that impact you the most are your local ones and the things that happen here. And people really need to get involved and take that as a responsibility as a citizen in Longview. It's a great way to get your voice out there and get you involved. Well, we're working through boards and commissions right now, and I'm telling you, the people that we had sign up, we had more than enough. And it's great to see people stepping up, wanting to be a part of it, and want you to be a part for a good reason. So get out and vote while you got a chance, and thank you all for showing up every week, every 2 weeks here for us.
Great, good job. I have a couple of items of community interest. First, the Blue Crew. We invite you to join the Blue Crew today to help Longview hit our 300-ton recycling goal and lead the way in environmental stewardship. You can enroll now at longviewtexas.gov/Blue Crew to receive your exclusive recycling kit and enter the monthly Bin It to Win It challenge for your chance to win. Next, another one of those super fun events happening in Longview, Cinco de Mayo. You can celebrate with us at the Longview Arboretum on May 2nd for an evening of live mariachi, folkloric dancers, and ultimate taco contest. Grab your $10 tickets at the West Gate for a family-friendly night of culture, music, and margaritas. Also, another fun event coming up in Longview is the Wine Swirl downtown. You can sip local Texas flavors and enjoy live jazz at downtown Longview Wine Swirl this Saturday, April 25th from 4 to 8 p.m. Grab a $15 ticket at the gate to score your commemorative tote and support downtown revitalization while you shop, swirl, and sample. Lots of things always coming up. You can check out our website at Visit Longview for those upcoming events, but there's always something happening that you can participate in. Want to also say good luck to Haynes King. Very proud of you and want to wish you luck in the upcoming NFL draft. And tonight we will retire to executive session under Personnel Matters, Texas Government Code, Section 551074, to discuss the appointment, employment, and duties of the city secretary. We will not reconvene, so you guys are free to go home, and we will see you next time. Thank you for being here.